Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Insider. And this movie came out in 1999, and it's directed by Michael Mann. And this movie stars Al Pacino and Russell Crowe, as well as Christopher Plummer. And it was nominated for Best Picture, for those who don't know. And I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't near any of my favorites of the nominees for Best Picture that year, nor was it like one of my favorite movies of 1999. But I thought it was a decent, enjoyable thriller that is good for what it is. I wasn't really bored by it for the most part. And I enjoyed the tone of the movie. I liked what it was trying to set up tone wise. And there's some characters that I did like. I enjoyed following Russell Crowe and Al Pacino. They're the most interesting parts of the movie, and without them, the movie wouldn't work for obvious reasons. I did like where the story went in this movie. I was kind of reminded of Spotlight in a few ways, as well as Dark Waters, which I think this movie is slightly better than Spotlight, maybe, just because I think this movie is a bit more memorable. We'll see how that ages with time, but Dark Waters, I think, is a much better movie than this, and Spotlight. But going back to my positives with this movie, I did feel tension at a couple moments in this film, which is good. I liked that about this movie. That's what really reminded me of Dark Waters and why I brought it up. Because despite not really much action going on at all, this movie does give you a feel of these characters are not safe, and I thought that was done very well in the first half of the movie. Second half, not so much, mostly because that's not really what the movie is about. It's about other stuff, but still, I thought it worked. But going into my negatives with this movie, there were some odd editing choices in this movie, where a scene just gets cut off just a little too abruptly for my liking. Like there were some odd transitionary scenes in this movie, and also there was some slow motion for no reason. I'm not sure why that needed to be in the movie. And despite me never being bored by this movie for the most part, I do feel as though this movie's too long. Like, it doesn't really need to be 2.5 hours long. If it was closer to 2 hours, that would have been fine, but that's not the version of the movie that we got. I wasn't really a big fan of the makeup on Russell Crowe's face. Like, when you look at his eyes, you can very clearly tell that it doesn't look all that great. And I just didn't really buy it as, like, a part of his face. It just looked like makeup to me. There was one character in particular in this movie that I was kind of on and off by, and that being Russell Crowe's character's wife. She was kind of annoying in some scenes. Other scenes I was like, okay, I can see how you think this way, but overall they just don't really do much with her character, and she's not really that interesting to me. And whenever they give her screen time, I just feel as though it just drags the movie down. And also the child acting in this movie I thought was kind of weak, and they just had nothing to do. And honestly, if they weren't in the movie at all, I feel the movie would be better. And in terms of how this movie is shot, there were too many close shots for my liking. I don't know if that was the case from the movie Heat or Collateral. I haven't seen those in a while, but if I rewatched those, I might have maybe the same problem or not. But in this movie in particular, I just felt as though I was getting a lack of the sense of location in this movie at certain scenes. And that's about all I have to say about The Insider. It was good. I didn't regret watching it. I just didn't really get a whole lot out of it. It was a decent movie from 1999, and I can understand why a lot of people would really enjoy this movie. I just didn't get much out of it, probably because I've seen just better movies that are like this, that just do what this movie did, but better. But still, despite my criticisms, I would recommend that you check this movie out. Would have been my pick for Best Picture at the Oscars at the time? No. And out of everything that I've seen that was nominated for Best Picture that year, this was easily my least favorite. But I've only seen 4 of them out of the 5, and the only one I haven't seen is The Cider House Rules. But everything else I have seen. I've seen American Beauty, I've seen The Green Mile, I've seen The Sixth Sense. So those ones I've seen and I do really love. But this one, I like it, but I feel no urge to come back to it anytime soon. So, but anyways, with all that being said, I'm going to give The Insider a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Insider, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Tommy Boy. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.